Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ladies Power Launch. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today, I am so happy to share with you a member of our community who, in my opinion, is a genius because she does such an amazing job of helping us as entrepreneurs to share our knowledge with the world by creating courses, online courses that are actually built in the way that people learn. But I could go on so much about Jess, but I think it's a great idea for me to give you the opportunity, Jess, to just go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are and what it is that you do.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. This is my second time on the LPL show, so I'm grateful to be back again. And for those of you that don't know me, I am Jess Pare. I am a lifelong learner, a self-help junkie, a recovering perfectionist, and I call myself a learning alchemist. And what that means to me is alchemy is the magical process of transformation. And so, what I do is I support people in creating transformative experiences online for their clients and for themselves. So, what I'm seeing more and more is people work with me, and through the process of creating their course, they actually get to step into the greatest, biggest, most audacious version of themselves, which is so cool. Um, and then I'll just share as my background what qualifies me to do this. I have a master's in education. And so I learned all the good learning theory kind of stuff there. And then I have a certificate from the Idle Courses Academy. So that's where I learned all the techie stuff of bringing learning online. And then I
So,
have some training and life coaching, and I bring that into the work I do with clients too, because it really is a collaborative process, and there are mindset gremlins that pop up while we're creating. And so it's a very kind of, I hold you accountable, I encourage you, and together we create.
well, let's dive into this a little bit more. So, your background is education and you have this master's in education. How does that help you to be better at course creation than some other random course creation person out there?
Great question. So, what I would say is that it has really trained me to understand how to create for different goals. So, in learning experiences, you might be trying to teach someone for knowledge so that they can become aware of some kind of topic. You might be trying to teach them for a new skill that they need to practice to get better at over time. You might be trying to teach them and motivate them to change a behavior or adopt a new method of doing things. So there are different ways to teach those different things. So it's not one size fits all. And I am able, because of my background, to figure out the best way.
Beautiful. That's wonderful. What about your tech background? How does that influence the way that you're able to share with uh, people's audiences, share them with their audiences in a better way?
Yeah. So I think the baseline in the online course industry is you've got a bunch of videos, people watch the videos, right? There's so much more that you can do to make a course interactive, to help learners apply what you're saying to them, and to help them remember it over time, to help give them tools to refer back to when they're like in the moment of doing whatever it is that you're teaching them to do. And to build in a learning community of support, because we learn better. We are social animals and we learn better in relationship with one another. So I'm able to bring all of that in to the online space because I'm familiar with the different options and technologies and softwares. There's so many great apps out there. And so you don't have to know everything because what you want to do. And then I am usually aware of some kind of app that can do that.
So tell me, because now I'm intrigued, give us an example of the way that you could use interactive methods to make a course better for the end user, the learner.
Mhm. Yeah. So, one of the things that I always incorporate into courses that I do is just integrating the videos with a workbook where there are activities that were kind of homework activities, were assignments, where we're asking the learner to take the concept, go to their workbook, and complete some task there. And so it could be that they're actually, writing out their ideal client avatar characteristics in the workbook, and it's guiding them through that process. And then when we build in the online learning community component, we're asking them, okay, now take that and share it in the community, get feedback from everybody else, share your feedback with other people on their avatars. And so the whole community is helping the students learn, and they're feeling like they're not alone. They're not the only ones struggling with things, and they're getting ideas from each other. So that's just two simple tricks to make it interactive.
Excellent. When you are incorporating your life coaching skills into the idea of creating a course, I know you do some work with the clients that you have, but is there a way that your life coaching skills also go into benefiting the end user, the student who will be taking the course?
Yes, great question. So because I'm familiar with coaching techniques, the coaching process, behavior change, neuropsychology, all of those things, I'm able to connect with the course creator, who most of the folks that work with me tend to be coaches themselves or helping people kind of transform their lives. And so I'm able to, we can have like a shorthand. So the course creator doesn't have to explain to me everything that they mean when they say, I don't know, limiting beliefs. I get it. I know what that means. And so the process becomes really collaborative, where I'll say like, oh, have you thought about adding in this piece? Or should we add in a diagram of the brain to help people understand how the amygdala relates to the prefrontal cortex? And so I think the quality of what the end user gets is higher because I'm able to really be a collaborative partner for coaches in that way.
That's wonderful. I'm wondering, can you share with us, one of my very favorite mentors, she likes to say, words agree, but stories really bring the point across. Stories teach. Can you tell us about a time when you had a client who you were able to help with bringing their course to market and it was really, really successful and really beneficial? Maybe they had a course before and it wasn't so great. Tell us a story about a time like that.
Yeah, thank you. So I've been thinking about this week, actually. It came up for me. Somebody asked me, what have your results been? And I was like, ooh, okay, what have my results been? Because I've been in business for about 9 months, so not even a year yet. And I thought, how am I measuring success for myself? And so I have led six at this point, 6 creators to complete a course, and not just any course, but a course that is backed by learning outcomes, that achieves the goals that we set out for the learner, right? So that's my measure of progress. I am not a marketing guru. So my measure of progress is not necessarily, have they sold 1 million of these courses in the first month? Of course, I would love that to happen. But to give you an example of a course that I did support from start to finish, there's so many cool ones to share. I'll say, my first client, I'll tell you about him. He is a life coach who is a survivor of 9/11. And his story is really powerful because he made the decision on September 10th not to go to work as early in the World Trade Center. And he was going to take the morning and spend it with his family having breakfast. And he did that on September 11th and took the later train and was not in the tower when it fell. And so he wrote this book, Wake Up, Your Life is Calling. It's a great book. And so we transformed that book into a course. Mm-hmm. So it's a companion to the book. People can read the book, but then the course really helps them apply the concepts in the book and do these journaling exercises and make a plan for themselves to wake up and take control of their lives. So yeah, we built it on the platform. It's getting launched in time for the 20th anniversary of 9/11 this fall. So that's not something that he could have done without me. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because it's a lot of work to create an online course. And even if you've got the source material already, to figure out how to translate that to an online experience takes time.
Yes, and it might take expertise that we don't necessarily have. I am a big proponent of collaborations, and I love the fact that you say that your measure of success for yourself is not going to be how many courses you've sold, because you're not a marketer. That is not your area of brilliance. And I wrote this book, it's called Grow Smarter. One of the 5 pillars of making a successful collaboration is actually being able to be working in your area of brilliance. And it's so refreshing to hear you just absolutely identify where you're working and where you're not. And it might even be an opportunity for you to collaborate with a marketer to help your end user to get even better results from the course that they're putting out. That's so wonderful. Here's a question, though, that I think everybody has on their lips. And I want to just take a moment to say hi to all our friends who are joining us over in our Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group community, and to say thank you. If you are watching with us, just drop a comment in the chat to say hi so that we can enter you in the drawing for our free gift Friday, which will be an excellent gift from Jess. So, question for you. You're working with all these perhaps entrepreneurs or authors or different kinds of people who are trying to bring education into the online space. What's that number one thing that you wish everybody who is making a course knew?
Mm. Well, it's hard for me to pick just one.
You can pick more than one.
Can
It's
I?
fine.
So, so recently I created a quiz actually, and I want to share it with the audience. The quiz is, are you course ready? And so this is what I was thinking about when I put this together, because there are a lot of people that have heard of online courses and they're like, oh, that sounds interesting. Passive revenue, I like that. I can reach more people. I like that. I could become an expert in my area or expand my expertise at that. But then they're like, okay, let's do it. I'm going to do it. And I would encourage everyone to take a step back and answer some questions for themselves before they jump into it. So these 5 questions are: why for you? Why do you want to do an online course? How will it benefit your business? How will it fit in with the other offers that you have? Will it serve as an entry point for your clients on their journey? Will it be your big ticket offer? How will it fit in the business, right? And what's the value that you want to provide to others? So here's the why question. The second question is what? So that question is, what are you going to teach? Do you have a process that is tried and true that you have walked people through before? If not, I say go do it first, live in person with real people, get feedback, find out where they stumble, what are the pitfalls and challenges that they run into, and see that you can provide real results. Once you've done that at least once, then you're ready to start moving forward. That's the most important thing, I would say. Road test that content. And then question 3 is when. When are you going to do it? It does take time. You're going to have to say no to other things to say yes to this. And so prioritize it, make space in your calendar for it. Question 4 is who, me? And what I mean by that is a lot of people, when they start putting themselves on video, and it's going to be out there forever, right? They get this imposter syndrome pops up, and it's like, ooh, I got to be perfect. This can be out there forever. I want to represent myself well. I want to, people might judge me. They might think what I said is wrong. So you got to kind of manage yourself on that. And the last question is how much? And what I mean by that is how much are you willing to invest in this? And what could the results be for you financially if and when it works? Because there are lots of people out there that'll teach you how to do it yourself. And that's great for some people who are super self-motivated, who are pretty tech savvy, who have maybe some marketing background already, and who want to replicate the process over and over. So it makes sense for them to kind of learn it because they're going to use it again in the future. For people who don't have those kind of things going on and they stumble over tech and they stumble with accountability and they only just want to try it once and see, it doesn't make sense to try and DIY because it's going to take you much longer. Odds of you getting burnt out and overwhelmed, much higher. Odds of you coming out at the end with a course, low. So I say invest in your success, get the help you need to be to get a completed, beautiful course at the end.
That's just such great advice. And it's one of the things that I talk about in our group all the time and also in my Grow Smarter. It's really play to your brilliance. Like, what are you amazing at? You're amazing at teaching the thing that you are teaching to the world. Creating a course, it mightn't be your brilliance. So it's really a good idea to at least check in with professionals to see how you can get it done well and how you can get it done in a way that is going to not only be beneficial to the end user, but also will be most beneficial to the end user. And of course, the way that you approach course creation is really different. And I really see the long term and overall benefit for that. What are some of the do's and don'ts that you would say for somebody who might be out there DIYing it? Do's and don'ts.
Yeah. So we've already talked about some of the don'ts. A couple of others would be that to assume that it can be done quickly or that it's a quick fix. Like I'll just throw a course out there and money will just come to me. Not true for most people. It takes a lot of research to figure out, is this the something that my market wants? And to get their marketing strategy down for how to get it in front of the right people who it can help. So, and it does take time. Even if you're working with someone like me, I'm a done with you kind of person, not a done for you. So it's really a collaborative process. Another thing to avoid, I would say, is the mindset stuff. Because, as soon as you start looking out there to see, like, is anybody else doing a course on whatever your topic is, you're going to find a lot of people probably doing a course on your topic. And if you fall into the comparison, oh, well, they've already got XYZ, their graphics look real nice. Why should I even bother? It's already been done. That's one way to look at it, right? But another way to look at it is the market is there. If there are 100 people teaching this topic, there's a market for it. They're selling those courses to somebody. And so it's more a matter of like finding your specific niche and differentiator to make sure that you're solving a specific problem for a specific kind of person. And then, there's room for everybody. It's like what you always talk about, Davia, like this, there's not competition here. There's enough pie for all of us. So, and I think really the people who will resonate with you, they're going to buy because of you, not because your course is, the best course compared to all 500 other courses out there.
I love that. That is such just something that we should really consider for anything that we're doing in life. I remember having a conversation with one of our amazing Ladies Power Lunch members. I talk about her all the time. Her name is Anne, and she is a book coach. And she said to me, "How dare you not write your book?" And at first, it might feel a little bit like, oh, well, okay. But when you really think about it, you will speak to with your course or with your book or with whatever it is that you're bringing to the world, you will speak directly to the heart of the person who is ideal for you. And so the people who are out there losing sleep at night because they need this course that you have to create, please, how dare you not create your course?
I'm so glad you said that, because I think so many people can hear about the process and hear what I'm saying and feel like, oof, like, should I even bother? That sounds like hard work. And the reason why we do it, right, is because we're here to serve. And there are people who can benefit from what we have to say. So thank you for saying that.
We have some lovely, lovely comments over here in our Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. We have a really nice audience watching with us today. April has an interesting comment that I think you might want to comment on. She says, I love that you won't just take anyone on until they're ready to offer something of value. It's not a get rich scheme here. Wonderful ethics. I hope to work with you one day. So, to flow on to April's comment, I would like to ask you, who is your ideal client? Who
Mm,
is the person who, when they come into your space and you're co-creating with them, that they light you up? Who are those people that you're looking for?
mm, thank you for asking that. I feel I'm getting a little emotional because the people that I love working with are the entrepreneurs who care really deeply about the people that they serve. And maybe they've struggled in the past to really put themselves out there. They have this itch, this yearning to be seen, to be visible, to be an inspiration, to be a leader. But maybe they've kind of stayed in their comfort zone for a little while or taken little steps out of it. And what I what lights me up is the moment when I can help them see the potential of what's possible for them if they step out of that bubble. And, we cry together and we feel joyful and excited about this vision. And then we get to create it together. And at the end of the day, they get this beautiful product that is, from decades of their experience. So it's really like a capstone on their life's work.
I love that. That's wonderful. All right. Before you go, I always ask anybody who hops onto our show to share with us some resources. Any tips, tech hacks that you might have come across that would be the thing that we need to know, any podcasts, books, anything that can help us as we get ready to launch our courses, or if we already have courses to make them better, any resources that you can share with us.
Mm. Yeah. So my favorite book, because I'm a book nerd. So my favorite book is called Design for How People Learn by Julie Dirksen. And it's not dry. I'll tell you this. Like, she uses lots of great stories. It's got drawings and graphics in it. So it's not gonna put you to sleep at night. So that's an awesome book if you're interested in like how to actually structure learning experiences. If you're looking more for, bite-sized content, there are a ton of course creator groups out there on Facebook, where there are lots of other people asking questions, sharing resources. One of them I'll share is called the Thrive group, and it's from Amy Porterfield. She's one of the big names in course creation. So there's a lot of people who use her method in that group. So you might want to check that out. And then, of course, there's my newsletter. I've got a YouTube channel.
See, I would
And
have led with your YouTube channel and your newsletter. And here's the reason why,
Hmm.
Jess. Here's the reason why that's where I would go to for resources and
Hmm.
not necessarily Amy Porterfield's group. Nothing against her because she is a big name and she has a good reputation. But what I
Hmm.
have known in everything that I have done in life, treating with patients, working with in pharmacology, all the areas that I have ever participated in is that it's not, nothing is one size fits all. And while somebody might have a formula that has worked for them and maybe worked for many, it's not necessarily going to work for you. But what I like about the way you present your Facebook, your YouTube channel, and the way you present your newsletters, which I do get in my inbox,
Thank you.
is that you really do a good job of individualizing things. And that makes a huge difference. That seems to me to be an amazing resource. And so I would suggest, if you haven't as yet signed up for Jess's newsletter, and if you haven't subscribed to her YouTube channel, A, how dare you? And B, as soon finish watching us here now, don't stop, but definitely go and connect with her, because she is the real deal. She is a trained educator, she is trained in the technology, and she is trained in life coaching. So she has this unique perspective for course creation that you're not going to find anywhere else. And she's able to give that individual attention that everybody needs. What's your free gift, Jess?
I am giving away today access to my quiz, Are You Course Ready? So that
Oh,
you can answer for yourself and get a customized page that tells you where you fall on that spectrum. So check it out.
are we giving that to everybody who's on the call today?
We're going to give it to everybody. I'm feeling really generous today.
Oh
So,
my goodness. I'm going to give
yep.
away another gift from you, Jess,
Yes.
because I'm just dipping into your pocket and giving your stuff away. I feel really, really excited to give your gifts away. I would like to invite you to choose a number between 1 and 20, and that will
Okay.
choose who our winner is for today.
Got it. Do you want me to say it out loud?
Yes, I would love that.
Number 14.
And I have great news for Carrie Burrows. Today, you win a 20-minute consultation with Jess, and she will. I think this is perfect, actually, because I know Carrie and I know what she does. And I think Carrie might be thinking that there is not an opportunity here for her to have um, a course. And I'm here to tell you, Carrie, that actually there is a great opportunity here for you to have a course. And sitting with Jess and just having that expertise to be able to pick her brain and to see what direction you could take and how you could take your life's work and make it into something that lots and lots of people have access to. So, congratulations to Carrie for being our Free Gift Friday winner today. And everybody's a winner because everybody gets access to this outstanding quiz. Any last words, Jess?
You took the words out of my mouth. So let's end on how dare you not create your course.
How dare you? I love it. I love it. Anne Shabani, my dear friend, she's gonna be so tickled that we're just quoting her all day long on our show. How dare you? You have so much inside you to share with the world. Let it out. Let it out. So many of us as women, I was having this conversation yesterday with a group of magicians who use their voices to share their message with the world. And it was amazing. And we were talking about how so many women have problems with thyroid issues and all sorts of things that are related to neck pain or something like that. And in a lot of cases, there's a suggestion. Look, I don't have any randomized controlled trials to prove this, but there's a suggestion that when we're not letting our voices be heard, when we're keeping it inside and we're playing small and we are staying out of the public eye, it's at those times that the pressure builds and we end up with dis-ease in our bodies. So I don't know if there's any truth to that, but there might be. And if there is, creating a course is an outstanding way to get your voice heard. Thank
Amen to
you,
that.
everybody, so much for joining us today. Really had Jess, a really, really vibrant discussion happening over in our Facebook group. So I would invite you to go on over, drop your links over there so that everybody can get a hold of your quiz. But would you say, just before you go, what the link is to your quiz?
Oh gosh, it's an ugly
It's an
link.
ugly link. Okay.
Yeah.
But if they go to your website, can they find it there?
Yes, yeah, there will be
What's your website?
a pop-up. My website is alchemylearningsolutions.com.
alchemylearningsolutions.com. Thank you so much, Jess. We could have this conversation go on and on because there's so much to unpack when it comes to course creation. We're going to leave it here for today and invite you to come back and we can talk some more about the nitty gritty of making our courses. Thank you, Jess. Thanks, everybody who joined us over on Ladies Power Lunch. And I'll see you guys on the next show. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.